Hey, morning everybody. Morning. God is good all the time. All the time God is good. God is the greatest all the time. All the time God is the greatest. God is the best all the time, and all the time God is indeed the best. Yes, people, what's up? Alright, so post being held up by the gunman, just trying to hurdle all of that, you know, because sometimes, you know, these things not easy. There's something, we're having an issue, and it has been a while, and it has been brewing, because sometimes when you see situations or circumstances or things taking place, it is not just an overnight situation. It's something that must have been brewing, something that must have been building, and that is why we're having the issue we're having. And I'm speaking about as it regards the doctor and the patient, so to speak, that hit the glass out of frustration. I suspect it's out of frustration, and some of the splinters went into her eyes. We need to be our brother's keeper and our sister's keeper, and it is not something that we should ignore, not because it has not happened to us, or you may say it is not exactly close to home, but it is. You live in this country, we inhabit this space, and we forget that no man is an island, no man stands alone. There are too many persons who lack self-control. Look at what happened with me. It's not even a case where you could say, you know, in the daytime, and maybe I bad drive the man, or what, the man decided to take me on in racing and decided to just behave the way he did, because we lack self-control, and that is a fundamental characteristic that we need to have as a people. In the majority, we can't just be continuing like this, because it will get worse and worse until we probably after a while can't come out of our own house because of what is happening, people. This is a serious situation. This is a serious situation, and we have to be careful how we just ignoring it. There are a lot of persons who are highly stressed. You know, gone are the days when, you know, doctors were always patient, not care how somebody behaves and so forth. But it's not now. People are stressed out, and them just decide to, them can't bother control it no more. Them decide to them just letting loose with behaving anyhow they feel. You understand? Or their cup is just full and they couldn't contain it anymore, and decide that they're gonna you know, just react the way he reacted. You know, if you just maybe you probably wish if you had thought a little bit more, maybe you could have slammed the desk or just run outside or cuss or something. You know what I mean? It means that something is radically wrong, and a lot of persons need help. Not because they may have a specific position in life, you know what I mean, being a doctor or a lawyer or some big position, an actuary, whatever it is. It means a whole lot of people need help. A lot of persons really need help. Psychological help, emotional help, mental help, because a lot of them are under duress, are under stress, and we just keep ignoring it. And we live in a world, or we live in a country who believes in a sort of, not necessarily every employment, and remember, every time I speak, I'm not speaking in its absolute or in its entirety, but in general, in terms of places of employment, believe in a sort of backramasa thing. Say, work the people, work them, not realizing you name human being. You name a human being, even an animal. If you ill treat them, after a while they're gonna turn on you. They care how loving and faithful dogs are. You follow? And I'm simply saying that a lot of persons need help. A lot of persons need psychological, mental, emotional, spiritual help, and we need to, as a people, try our best to provide it for these persons. As I said, gone are the days where doctors were paid, no care how a patient or so is behaving. The doctor is always patient, always kind, always courteous back then, maybe because of what they were taught. So it all goes back to the home. What it is that are we teaching the modern day generation? I'm not sure of the age of the doctor, or I am not sure what the doctor is constantly exposed to, because sometimes you can be taught the right thing, but like human, you slip. But you see, sometimes some mistakes have lasting effects. That's the thing, you know. We're entitled to make mistakes because of our flawed nature, but some mistakes have lasting effects. No, the fact of the matter is this lady can go blind. Can you imagine you come in today and tomorrow you hear say you got deaf, dumb or blind or something like that? That's not an easy pill to swallow, you know. It's not an easy pill to swallow. It's a difficult pill to swallow. It is something that, I mean, you have to have the grace of God. You have to have good, a good mental and emotional state. And you have to have like a good, what should I say now, in terms of support system that could help you to battle that issue that you possibly may face, that lady possibly will face. I pray to God she doesn't face that. I pray she doesn't go blind. Somehow God will just prevent her from becoming blind. We need, I don't know if it is forums, I don't know what it is that we need, but there is something that we need where persons in high positions, let me put it that way, based on the nature of their jobs, will be provided the help they need. You follow me? I'm really disheartened, you know, because it's just too many incidences in terms of its numbers, its droves of persons losing not having self-control, losing control, and it's causing damaging effects. That's the point I'm making, you know. So sometimes you may, even the things that they say, even the things that they do, there are too many persons. Look at what happened with me, you know. Look at what happened with other persons. There are too many. There's something is radically wrong. And I'm not going to blame any institution. All of us are guilty of all of this. I'm not blaming any one specific institution or one place. Because sometimes we love to do that, you know, as human beings. We don't take responsibilities for our own actions. Because we say, it's just me one. If everyone is to say it's just me one, then, then nobody has done any wrong. Because each one makes a whole. So any big thing that you say is a sum of small things. It's just like a building. The building wasn't just built like that. Every block counted. If they needed 100 blocks, every block counted. You can't have 99 blocks when you knew you needed 100 blocks. Because something would have been missing. You follow what I'm saying to you people? So if everyone was to say, oh, it's just me once, so my voice can't make a difference. No, I don't agree with that. Because everyone, if it takes one person to make the million, then you need that one person. If you needed 1 million persons for something, that one person counts. So you see how important all of you are? All of us are? Every one of us, we're important. We're vital. The reason why we're still here, because God has a purpose and a plan for all of us. You know, for those who are willing. I don't know what's happening. Something is radically wrong. And I'm not blaming any one institution. Some people want to say the church not doing rubbish. You can't say that. That's not true. Or this organization is not doing this rubbish. That's not true. But we all have to pull together. We all need to support. United we stand, divided we fall. You know, sometimes people can't get the good support system. Because when they try to get the good support system, people shy with them back because they're afraid of this. They're afraid they lose their lives, they're afraid they lose their jobs. But there, if you lose your life, you're going to lose your life. If you lose your job, if you lose, you could have back where little more till thy kingdom come. If you lose your life or lose your job, you're going to lose it. Now take that alone to make you do that. If you're not dead, you're not dead. That's what I realized. If you're not dead, you're not dead. Look at what happened to me the other day. If it was somebody else, possibly they would have died or been shot. You know what I'm saying? So we need to, you are just as guilty when you don't do anything as a person who does something, you know. Now, but I feel not just as guilty. Something is radically wrong. I'm disheartened. I am totally disheartened. And I'm a little bit more emotional, clearly, because of what had happened, you know, recently. In terms of the man with a gun on me. And oh boy, I don't know. I wish, I don't know what's happening. Why is it that these things are just spiraling out of control and it is hitting everybody? Gone are the days where persons would think that this type of behavior would have only happened with a certain culture, a certain sect of persons, you know? But not from persons from the elite or, you know, in certain positions. because they want to seem like, oh, they have every single thing under control. It don't work like that. Them still lame human being, my dear. Maybe their financial and social standards are good, but they still name human being. And they still have a lot to battle with. The point I'm making is, we need to, as a people, not stop only relying on other institutions. Whether it's a social outreach institution or the church or whatever it is, I'm not saying that everyone isn't accountable. But we need to do our part. How we do our part? Sometimes some of us can allow not to fuel the fire. So like me, maybe in another circumstance, as I said, it rubbed me the wrong way. But eventually I just said, you know what, let me leave it alone. Or we need to, I find there are a lot of programs that are implemented, you know. So I don't want to say we need to implement more programs or find a way. What we need to do is be our brother's keeper. See how somebody's doing. It's not about being inquisitive or being fast. Because I'm guilty of that. Sometimes you don't want to ask somebody, how are you doing? So what is happening in their life? Because people may think that, oh, you're being fast. When you're not necessarily being that, you're being concerned. Because if you see that something just seems off with somebody, because sometimes you can tell, you see it, you try your best to do something where you kind of help them to hurdle that issue. Naturally with God's help. But we need to be our brothers and sisters keeper much more. And I'm not talking about just say, hi, how are you doing? All is well? We tend to be like that. Very, very base, very surfaced. You know? It has no substance with it. It just becomes a cliche. Hi, how are you doing? All is well? Really? Come on. We're living in the real world. All cannot be well. No matter who you are. Whether you're rich, poor, or in between. No matter if you're black, white, Indian, chief. Whether you're a thief or not. All can't be well. Really get into. It's just like how back in the day they had the village raising and persons, maybe them did fast, yes. So well, sometimes the fastness help. You understand? Maybe they were inquisitive, but sometimes those inquisitions and getting to know people and getting to see what is the problem and dealing with it and not just allowing it to pass will allow the person to be more, what they will do, a lot of introspection. Look at themselves, and they will be better equipped with the help of others to deal with whatever it is that they're dealing with. I know of a particular person who says that once they have their counseling sessions, if they feel a twitching in their eyes, they leave, cancel the sessions. Because what you don't want happening is that you go, it may not be a case where there's an altercation like that, but it could be a case where you go, you faint, you drop down, and then that is it, and your life goes, or something happens to you. We just need to be our brother's keepers. We need to be more cognizant of each other. We need to be more aware of each other. We need to be more caring and concerned about each other. Not only ourselves and our immediate families. Because look at that situation now. The lady today, she can see. Maybe tomorrow she can't see. Right in a split second. Because everyone was frustrated. Every one of them, including the doctor herself, the baby. I mean, can you just imagine? Which it's like the country is so chaotic. It is so aggressive. It is like, I don't know what is happening. And we need help. But what is happening is that one of the major breakdown is how is the family life, the values that are passed down. And the fact that we're not our brother's keeper. We don't care about each other. It's a reality, people. We just don't care about each other anymore. That is why you think back in the day,